Are you a Rackam main, or someone trying to learn how to play him? Either way, you're in the right place, as I'll be going over everything you need to know on how to play him on a base level. We'll go over all the skills, combos, best sigils, and allies. So with that out the way, let's get into this, yeah? Rackam Spitfire is a shotgun blast that applies 10% defense down on all foes in the blast radius. This is a very powerful skill to always have on hand whether you're fighting trash or bosses, as it'll increase the damage they take, which will help you kill the fight quicker. Duration may have a weird name and it may seem plain, but it's actually a very good defensive option. It allows you to dodge enemies' attacks and it maxes out your heat gauge, which we'll cover in a bit. Bullet hail showers the battlefield, which is really good in trash battles. I, however, don't advise using it against boss fights as it doesn't do the best damage, and remember, we only have 4 slots, so we need to make sure we're carrying the best skills at all times. Wild Gun Smoke is another buff that increases our attack, crit rate, but it lowers our defense. This may sound iffy in a normal fight, but once you learn the battle and you know when to optimally use it, it's just a straight up buff with no downsides, as you shouldn't be taking any damage. Wild Gun Smoke also maxes out our heat gauge and it prevents it from dropping for a brief moment, so we could pump out some massive damage. Double tap may not seem like much, but it allows us to ramp up our heat gauge very quickly, which is the core mechanic of Rackam, and we'll be covering that right now. Rackam's attack slowly builds up the heat gauge by tap firing the attack button, and if held down he fires a 3-round burst. If you hold down the attack button right after the first hold, you'll see this diamond which indicates you did it right, and you could chain burst shots together quickly for more damage. There's no reloading mechanics, so don't worry about that. You want to start off the fight with double tap, so we can max out the heat gauge, so we could do some good damage. Now you're probably wondering, how exactly is the heat gauge going to help us do more damage? His support skill, Sleight of Hands, allows us to charge our unique attack, Bullseye Blast, quicker the higher the heat gauge we consume. Bullseye Blast is a 4-part charge attack, and you ideally want to release it when it says Bullseye Blast 5 for the maximum damage. This is a shotgun blast, so you'll need to be close to your enemies to land all the pellets, otherwise some will miss. I know it's weird having a gunner in melee range, but we just have to adapt. Rackam can launch enemies into the air and do an aerial combo, but I found this to be a DPS loss over the course of a fight, as you have to jump up, attack, and then jump up afterwards when he falls to the ground, and you could simply just tap your fire button for more damage. Now that we've gone over our bread and butter, what's his best combo? Wild Gun Smoke into Spitfire, then pump out a bunch of Bullseye Blast level 5 until your heat gauge hits 75%, or you need to do mechanics. Moving on to his best sigils. As of making this video, I only have access to the demo, but I was able to achieve the highest score with attack power for a raw attack boost. Stamina, since you rarely should be getting hit, meaning you'll be at 100% for the full value, and combo booster. I know this seems odd, but hear me out. Rackam can keep pressure and constantly have this active, as its attack has an insane range, even if it does 3 damage. Keeping this boost up when you're ready to Bullseye Blast is insane. Crit boost may seem odd not to include, but our stats are so low that it's better to have consistent damage than RNG damage. Lastly, what are Rackam's best teammates? As of the demo, I found him to excel really well with any ally that has a crowd control. This means Io's Lightning, Catalina's Sacred Winds, or Gandagoza's Infernal Stomp. All of these CC allow the enemy to stay in place, so you could get up close and personal and blast their head off with Bullseye Blast. Hopefully this video helped you learn how to play Rackam, and if you have any unanswered questions, then ask down below. I'll be covering him in the main game, so if you want to see more, then you know what to do. And if you like this video, consider checking this one out right here. Until the next video, I'll see ya.